Welcome to Home's Room. Just like homeroom, we start off our day getting together with our homies, swapping stories, even a little kiss and tell action. This podcast contains language not suitable for younger listeners, topics about sex and mental health. Discretion is advised. Our views are our own. Let class begin. I am not ready for the cold that is going to be the time frame in which this episode airs. Because now it's still September and warm.
You remember that SNL bit with Tina Fey, I want to say? Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, where they talk about sweater weather?
No, but I appreciate the way you said it.
Sweater weather. That's the whole bit. Is they have a radio talk show, and they just talk about sweater weather. And I love sweater weather. I'm not one of those basic bitches that runs out literally less than a minute into it and already dropped. Man, I was trying to be better about it, but here we are. I'm not one of those basic bitches that goes out and grabs a pumpkin spice latte. I honestly, truly, in my heart of hearts, I think that pumpkin spice tastes like hot garbage. But I do love some solid sweater weather.
I'm a salted caramel kind of person myself, so fall time and salted caramel is my thing. Pumpkin spice, when you go into a store and you can smell whatever that like cinnamony like smell is, like a lot of people like, that makes me nauseous. And pumpkin spice smell does the same thing, but I don't know. It's just I'm also not a pumpkin spice person.
Okay,
anyway.
I cannot handle cinnamon, and I know there's so many like holiday Christmas themed fall candles that all do like cinnamon. Throwback. What are we doing here, dude? You're adjusting your chair?
Yeah, I am adjusting my chair. Okay. I don't know what was going on. It was like stuck in ruts in the carpet.
If you're season out right now, all I can do is send Court an IG message and hope for the best. I can't. No. Okay. So anyways, foundational ingrained childhood memory. I cannot to this day, the like over cinnamon seasonal candle scent drives me absolutely nuts and makes me nauseous, because there was one year that my mom, when I was in middle school, she was so pumped. She had one of those like room sprays that you like douse your air filter with, and it makes your whole house smell like Christmassy goodness. She overdid it, and it was like choking. We were gagging on cinnamon until that air filter was changed. So another weird thing that we're connecting and bonding over is we both have a mutual hate of cinnamon smell.
I can't. But Also, I have to address what was happening there.
Sorry.
My chair was stuck in the carpet, like in like ruts where it always sits. So like as I was trying to move it, all it did was just go right back to where it was. So I had to like lean on it to get it to move. And then because it's a race seat, like an actual out of a car race seat, it doesn't have like, traditional adjustments for like the angle of the back. It's a knob that you roll. So like I had to roll it. So I was like trying to get my arms turned in the right way because there's a knob on either side.
Matt, you just started twitching. Yeah. I didn't know what was happening. You just started twitching and there were violent sounds. So I just had to check in on you, homie, make sure you weren't. I mean, I could probably carry this episode if I needed to, but like,
yeah, you could.
I can't play Would You Rather with just me. I mean, I probably could, but.
Hey, there you go. So Would You Rather is the topic for this episode. And we're gonna ask some Would You Rathers, and of this list that you sent last week when we talked about like what we were gonna do for this week, it was just so funny because I was like, I don't know, I kind of want to like start doing some fun stuff. Like there's podcasts I listen to and they do some fun stuff, so I'm gonna try and incorporate that more in this new year. So yeah. Also, before we get to that, I do want to address the party-favored and balloon-ridden elephant in the room. Today is actually my birthday. We recorded an episode.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. That's all you get.
You.
Sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Any more than that, I don't know. I don't know if I would have been able to take it. I would have like fallen out with like sheer love. So, but yeah, I'm not like super big on my birthday. Not so much that like I'm like, oh, my birthday, bah humbug. It's more like it's just another day. I appreciate when people appreciate me, but like I want to see you succeed. So like instead of being like happy birthday, go out and do something for you. Like that's what I appreciate. Or be like, man, I'm glad that you're here because like this funny memory of you and me is like what like I connect you with. So like yeah, that's what I like. But yeah, it is my birthday, my actual birthday. We released an episode that fell on my birthday today, which in the past would be in September. It's really weird to do this like future telling past like back to the future weirdness. But yeah, we wrapped up the Boss Babe series, and I again, listening to all those interviews, listening to what you had to say and how passionate you were, it's like it just made me so friggin' proud to be your friend.
Thanks, Matt. And like seriously, shouts out to all of our awesome boss babes that participated in that series. I hope that you guys got to got to learn something from some of these insanely incredible women, whether it's starting a pretzel truck business or like that was probably one of my favorite interviews, that and Mama Holmes, just shout out to Faye. But I hope you guys got something out of that, and I honestly would not be mad if that's maybe like an annual series that we did, just talking. We have not talked about this, but just straight off the dome, if that would be something that we like revisit annually, I think that would be like really, really freaking cool, even if it's to like reach out to some of our awesome past interviewees to check in with them a year later to see how things have changed, if they have any new nuggets of wisdom to impart upon us. Or hopefully now that those episodes have aired, we have several new boss babes that would love to come on the show and chat with us.
Yeah.
I think I've just recently been reminded that if you are ever in a room where you think you are the smartest person in there, either humble yourself or get into a different room, because every single person that you come into contact with while you have the pleasure of being alive is an opportunity to learn something. So we would love to interview everybody from all walks of life. But again, yeah, that was a great series.
Thank you. And I think you did a great job as well. And I think that, maybe it does become an annual thing. I think that would be kind of cool.
That'd be really cool.
I twitched again because I was like, man, I don't know that I could write that on the calendar. And I was like, wait, this calendar doesn't go out that far, I don't think. But also I realized I hadn't changed my calendar from the month prior, and it is now the end of the current month we're in. So that's fun. But anyway, rabbit holes and such. Back to the would you rathers. You came up with a list, or I shouldn't say you came up with a list, but you found a list, and we picked some stuff off of it, and we're gonna do some would you rathers, and I hope that this
hold on before can we sorry
pause time out.
I just jumped all the way down your throat on that. I am so sorry. I'm like learning. I need to reel in my podcast etiquette. Gosh dang. I definitely want to hear from our listeners. I feel like these like the game of Would You Rather breaks out people's like savage side. Like you feel either passionately about one or the other. And if you disagree with the ones we pick, I want to know why, and I want you to tell us why. This is such a fun game to play with your friends. I honestly, I want to play it with my husband as I was sitting down looking at this list, because I'm like, I think I would know most of what he would pick. I don't know if you know what Court would pick, but I'm like, if you disagree with us, tell me. I want to know. Okay. All right. So what's your first would you rather?
Because my device keeps force closing. It's kind of annoying. So if you want to look up number 36 on 36.
That list. We have a list of 205. So let's pop in here and see what 36 is. And it is, would you rather always have a full phone battery or a full gas tank?
Yeah. I thought that one was a really good starting point. And we can ease into this before we hit some like crazy ones. So What do you think? What would you rather?
Between a full phone battery and a full tank of gas in today's economy,
Yeah.
a full fucking tank of gas. Are you kidding me? Mostly
No, yeah.
because my phone's always almost dead anyways. So I'm
Well, with that
always
full tank
living
of
life.
gas, you just charge it in your car, and you're good.
Exactly. Two
You don't
birds,
gotta
one
worry
stone.
about. You don't gotta worry about the gas running your car. So like, let's just roll around the block a couple times, whatever.
I feel like that's a super easy one too. That was
Yeah.
a good one to intro. Full tank of gas for sure for me.
Yeah,
Do you
full tank of
disagree
gas.
or
No,
agree?
Yeah, I agree. Full tank of gas. Like I said, I thought that one was a good entry point. So, get you understanding what the game is, and not something like, damn, what would I do? So, easy one. What else we got? What's the next one?
All right. Here's my first would you rather. Would you rather spend a year at war or a year in prison?
Definitely a year at war, not in prison, because freedom is not free. However, being in prison does not sound like that. Like, yes, I might not be able to walk around all the time, but at least I don't got like, people constantly, on top of me in the way that you would in prison. And depending on what you did to be in prison or what prison you're in, it could be worse than war. So,
okay, here's the thing though. I completely disagree.
Really?
And let me tell you why. Go figure. Criminal justice major is going to pick the morbid curiosity about prison. I've always had a morbid curiosity about prison, women's prison. And I feel like with this one, we can probably take some creative liberties. Okay. If I'm in prison, I'm not in, crazy death row. I'm in prison because I did some kind of like white collar accidental tax evasion.
Yeah.
I probably didn't like take somebody's life on purpose. But I am in prison because I got charged with a felony.
Wrong link at work.
Maybe. I don't know. So for me, I choose prison because I'm going to be fit as a fiddle when I get out after a year. Yeah. I'm going to be well rested, maybe. I'm going to take some naps as a mom of toddlers. In today's digital age, I don't know if you've ever fallen down the rabbit hole of prison talk, but there are legitimate prisoners and inmates that have phones and are posting TikToks. Okay. So I don't know, maybe I'll like finagle a phone. I'll be able to talk with my kids. Like obviously I'd miss them. And of course, prison versus war. I think prison is the better of two evils in my personal humble opinion. But in terms of toddler mom, I want naps. I want to be able to work out all the time. And I've always had a morbid curiosity about what kind of person would I be inside prison?
Yeah.
Would I be running the joint or would I be letting the joint run me? I
can track your logic. That is two sides of the coin where like I can see it. I, coming from my background, have done everything I can to not end up in prison. So that's the last place I want to be. You, given your background, you have a curiosity about it and it makes sense. I like it.
Well, if I'm there, I'd probably be gathering some intel, try and build some proactive cases, set some deals up while I'm in there. You know what I'm saying? So.
There you go. All right.
What's your next one?
We're going to go in order because I wrote them in order. And
all good.
I can't remember whether they got increasingly harder or not. So instead of jumping and making you go all the way to the bottom, I will say number 38.
38. Let's see. Okay, Matt, I'm glad you eased in with the easier one because now we're getting into like the gross ones. Okay. Would you rather, Matt, drink from a toilet or pee in a litter box?
Yeah, that one was like, man, that's hilarious. And God, is this a creative liberty where I could say, can I drink from the top of the toilet? Because that water's clean. Or does it have to be like bowl water? Because that's where it's like, oh man, yeah, definitely the litter box.
I took some creative liberties with the last one, so I'll give that one to you. Okay.
Okay. So drink the clean water out of the top of the toilet. No upper deckers, please.
I forgot upper deckers was a thing until you just said it. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to choose drink from a toilet because I have a cat. My cat's an ass, and I can
Yeah.
just. And the litter box that I have in my house is disgusting. Not like my toilets are any better, but this is the reason why people have a hate relationship with this game too. Okay, and
Yeah.
I listen to some like raunchy comedy podcasts where it gets like some really messed up would you rathers. Nowhere near this, but I'm already I'm feeling the ick from this question.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if it's between the two, I'd drink from a toilet.
Yeah.
Oh my
For
god.
sure. I don't want to run the risk of my cat being like, "Hey, you pissed in there. I don't want that." Like, I'm not
Oh
going
my
in there
God.
again and then have to fight that battle. Nope. I'm good. All right. What's your next one?
Okay. Would you rather sip gin with Ryan Reynolds or shoot tequila with Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
God damn. Why you gotta, man? What if I have whiskey and they're both just standing there? I don't know. God, that's really hard. I think tequila, and I don't like gin. Gin and I don't have a good relationship, so I'd have to say the tequila, and yeah. But either way, you're gonna have a laugh.
Total opposite answer again, homie.
Really?
Well, I picked this one as a segue because my answer right now is neither. Because I am happy to share and announce that I am on day 13 of complete sobriety. I have, thank you. I have been sober from liquor for several months. I am completely sober from beer right now. But the biggest part of embracing sobriety right now is that I have completely stopped vaping. And I feel like it's not to be cocky, okay? Not to be cocky. I feel like it's going to stick this time. So this was a joke's on you, gotcha, neither. But if I'm sticking to the actual format of this game, it's going to be sip gin with Ryan Reynolds because first and foremost, as we're recording this, Dwayne The Rock Johnson is coming off a scandal. He's coming off a scandal, if you will. Okay. The whole Maui shit with Oprah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw any of that. That is definitely a hot button topic right now. So for PR reasons and for the purpose of my brand, I would not be seen with Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Fair.
Ryan Reynolds is hot as hell. Okay. Gin is great. I'm guessing you just have never had it the way that I've had it. And I'm from backwoods, Missouri. So we know how to deal with some gin. I'm also going to pick gin with Ryan Reynolds because for the same reason you don't like gin is the same reason I don't like tequila. There was one night where I took a copious amount of tequila shots. This was years ago. I ended up hammered on the stage at Howl at the Moon in downtown St. Louis at Ballpark Village, yodeling Fleetwood Mac into a microphone. I have no clue how I ended up on stage. I have no clue how they gave me a microphone. I have no clue how I didn't get kicked out.
Fucking Kaitlin, that's how.
I have no clue how I didn't get kicked out of that establishment that night. But for those reasons, I'm picking neither. But if I have to, I'd sip gin with Ryan Reynolds. And I would also talk his ear off about giving us more Deadpool content.
Yeah.
Those are
I feels.
Deadpool 1, Deadpool 2, Devil Wears Prada. All right, those three are probably my Desert Island movies.
All right. I like it.
So, okay. My next one. Would you rather? Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Would you rather have a mullet for a year or be bald with no wigs for 6 months?
Mullet for sure. I love my hair. I'm potentially gonna go bald at some point in time, and I want to push that out as far as possible. Mullet for days, years, whatever it's got to be, as long as I get to keep my hair.
I absolutely agree with you. I would pick the mullet for sure. I don't think I have the head shape to pull off bald.
Yeah, I don't either.
But I also, there's a TikToker I follow. What's her face? Victoria something. And she has a mullet right now. And like, there's like layering and all of that is super in right now. So maybe I could pull off a mullet. We'll see. Maybe we'll never have to see, but if I have to pick between the two.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If this was a life and death situation, then we had to do something. And there you go. All right. Number 41, if you would.
Number 41. Let's go there. Number 41. Would you rather get a paper cut? Get a paper cut every time you turn a page, or bite your tongue every time you eat? Bro.
I told you. They just kept getting better and better.
Okay. I'm going to choose paper cut. In my opinion, both are equally terrible. Okay? But I'm going to choose paper cut because it drives me absolutely nuts to bite my tongue. And every time I bite it, it turns into like a canker sore where I keep biting that one spot. Paper cut it is. That's for me. What about you?
I'm going to have to go with freaking paper cut too, because I bite my cheeks as it is. And there's times where you do it and then you can't eat for like a week because that spot is just super sore depending on where it is. And nope. Paper cut sucks. Like I have one on my thumb right now that's like in one of the bins and it's like the worst place. So I can deal with that. That sucks, but like I can deal with it. When you bite your cheek or your tongue or anything like that, it's just annoying for like way longer than it should for how fast your mouth heals. Don't want that.
My mouth hurts now. We're like talking about this. God. Ugh.
All right.
Would you rather, this is a deep one. Ready? Would you rather go back to the past and meet your loved ones who have passed away, or go to the future and meet your children or grandchildren to be?
Interesting. You never know where you're going if you've never looked at where you've been. So I think I would have to say the past. Because if I learn lessons from them, I don't got to worry about the future.
Okay.
That was some quick math right there.
It's quick math. Respectfully disagree with you completely. And here's why. Our listeners know I stay on my sad sack shit sometimes. Y'all know my parents are dead. Okay. Obviously, first ones that I thought of when I came to this question. Would I go back and, well, I guess, let me see. Meet your loved ones who passed away. Meet as in meet your ancestors that you never got the opportunity to meet? Or
That's
see?
how I took it.
Okay. All right. Well, then let me revisit. But I still stick by my answer. We're not stuck in the past. Okay. I don't want to be back there. And I also am sitting here dealing with the result of generational trauma. Okay.
Fair.
I don't want to meet those assholes that put me in the position that I'm in now. Okay. I mean, respect to my elders and my ancestors. I'm here because they existed, right? I want to go to the future and meet my children and my grandchildren. I want to see, selfishly, I want to see how my kids turn out. I want to know that my grandkids are going to be dope as hell. I want to see what kind of big brain dinguses they turn out to be. But I also, I'm of the opinion, because of my parents passing away suddenly and the fact that they passed away so young, it's such a privilege to be able to live old enough to see how your kids turn out and be able to meet your grandchildren. I don't know. My siblings and I, we have this twisted joke that my mom died when she was in her early 40s and my dad died right before he was supposed to, the year that he was supposed to turn 60. So we're like, oh, our life expectancy 60. Okay. If you die at 60, like my dad had 3 grandkids by the time he passed. His 2 oldest grandkids just starting into preteen years, teenage years, in high school now. And my daughter was only 6 months old whenever he passed. So it is such a privilege for you to be able to live long enough to be able to see how your kids and grandkids turn out. I'm going to pick it. I don't know. That's going to be either answer for me are just going to be a whole cycle of grief and trauma that I'm going to have to break through. So I'm going to pick my evil. Okay.
That's fair.
I don't know.
That's fair.
That's a really hard one, man. All these are hard. Ugh.
It was. I feel like you picked that one. So, I mean, I don't know.
That's what I
All
get.
right. Yeah. Hit me with number 61 there, dear homie.
61. Would you rather have Billie Eilish's future or Madonna's legacy? Easily, Billie Eilish.
See, and that's like, I don't know. That one I thought would be a little bit harder for you, but you hit it. I think I would agree. I think I would agree.
Because Madonna's legacy has been turned from one of the biggest pop stars in the world to a huge female artist who defined a genre for so many years. I've seen clips of her being told by law enforcement in the countries that she was touring in that if Madonna grabs certain parts of her bodies at her show that we know she's done in the past, we're shutting the show down and we're arresting you all. And she's like, fuck you, I'm Madonna, I'm going to do it anyways. That was her legacy. Her legacy now is botched plastic surgery, terrifying TikToks, and just like everybody's like super concerned for her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And whatever plastic surgeon, you know, and before I fall too far down this rabbit hole, let me say, here at Homes Room, we do not body shame. I get a little Botox. I've gotten lip filler before. Everybody needs a little nip tuck, skincare, gua sha, all of the things. Okay. If you need to get work done to feel like the best version of yourself, please do. But whoever did that to Madonna, I have questions.
Fair. All right. What's your next would you rather?
Hey, would you rather give up your cell phone for a month or bathing for a month?
Cell phone? Like, yeah, like, I don't know. I just had to think. I was like, what? I mean, how is? I don't know. That's like the gas or like what you'll call it. But like, I guess if you don't bathe for a month, your cell phone's going to be more important because nobody's going to want to be near you. But whatever. I got. That's funny.
I agree. And I'm siding with give up my cell phone for a month because I've been toying with the idea of boundaries in electronics probably for the better part of last year. Like for me, it's standard proto for me to not have any of my social media notifications on. When I'm feeling super overwhelmed, I don't even have my text message notifications on. I don't read any of my notifications until I decide that I'm in a good headspace to go check my messages and see who's texted me. Do I have an obscene amount of text messages that don't always get answered? Yeah. But I didn't realize it was ADHD till I got diagnosed with ADHD and constantly having my phone beep bopping, boop bopping all over the damn place. One notification would draw my attention and then I'm falling into a 2-hour long rabbit hole on my phone. And also I really love taking baths. So, I can't,
Yeah.
I can't do that. What's your next one, homie?
I don't know if we've had this conversation, but like, if you can fit in a bathtub and take a bath comfortably, I envy the ever-loving shit out of you because my lanky ass has never been in a bathtub that like is comfortable in any way. So I just want to say, if you love baths, that must mean you fit in the bathtub you have and they're enjoyable. I don't got that. So
shout out to
our shorter.
Shout out to our shorter kings and queens. Also a lanky fucking problem that I've got too. Just get a bigger bathtub, homie.
That's what I said. I want one day. Them's the dreams. Them's the dreams. I'm gonna jump around it now because we're going through these a little bit faster. So I want to make sure that I get some of these in just in case we don't take the time. So let's go with 120.
Okay, here we go. 120. Would you rather someone see all the phones in your phone or read all your text messages? Ooh.
All the photos in your phone.
Oh, what did I say?
Phones.
Oh, duh. Yeah, see all your no. Would you rather someone see all the photos in your phone or read all your text messages? This is hard for me. So because I work in the criminal justice field, I have to be very conscious about the text messages and pictures and phone calls that I take on my personal phone, because there is a very small, slight possibility that if I use my personal phone to do something work related, that might make it eligible for discovery, the discovery process, which would mean that there would be a copy of my personal phone that a defense attorney would have to go through. So I've put myself in situations where I've thought about this. For me, I'm an open book. Are there probably some family members that I wouldn't want to read some of the text messages on my phone? Maybe. But I would rather somebody see all the phones in my phone. Oh my gosh, why is it so difficult for me? I would rather someone see all the photos in my phone, because they're 100% my kids, and 1,000 screenshots of shit that I don't want to forget that I never look at again. So
yeah, that's fair. This is one of those, like, I don't want to call it OCD or whatever, but like one of those moments where I'm going to say they can read the text messages in my phone, because I don't save text messages for very long, because I hate the clutter and I hate having like 16 conversations open. So generally, if it's just reading text messages, yeah. And I'm not even gonna lie, I sent you a picture actually of the thing I made for Courtney for her birthday, and I was showing somebody the picture of its progress at that point, and they like took my phone and was getting ready to like zoom in on the picture, and in my head I was like, who in the world in this day and age takes somebody's phone and starts like moving the screen? Nah, man, I'm sorry, I'm one of those people. I don't know what you're gonna like scroll to the next shot of, and I can't be like held responsible if you accidentally swiped. So nah, I'm definitely gonna photos are definitely not a thing that I want people going through necessarily, because
I can see that. I also plug do not have anything on your phone that you don't want somebody to see, or do the embarrassment test. When I say the embarrassment test, I mean, is there anything on your phone that you would not want introduced into a courtroom to have to explain to a jury of your peers and all of God in creation, to have it documented and on court record forever and ever, amen. That's just maybe my tinfoil cap that I walk around with all the time, but that is my standard operating procedure with all things cell phone related. And like, talking about information on your cell phone, we've gone through the level of hysteria with like TikTok and everybody being concerned that TikTok's going to tell Chinese government all kinds of stuff about you. TikTok's not telling the Chinese government anything they don't already know about you. Okay. And I see some heinous off the wall stuff, and I love heinous off the wall stuff, like weird shit on TikTok. Okay. So whatever. The government already knows everything about you anyways. So who cares?
I always think that's funny. It's like the whatever that meme is where it's like, your phone's listen to you, and then the guy's like, yeah, whatever, we already know that. Hey, toaster, tell president whatever, like, I'm going to the mall today. And it's just like one of those, like, because everything in your house is probably recording some sort of information about the thing that you're doing. And yeah, but also you kind of hit it on its head, like if you wouldn't want people to find it. Also, hidden folders, and if you don't have it, the app called Photo Vault is probably a good one to look into if you have like an Apple. I assume it's on Android too. I have no idea, but Photo Vault, like, you password protected, usually solves those issues. But yeah. So
in the same vein, while we're talking about potential criminal activity on your phone, if you really don't want anybody to see your messages, you need to be using an end-to-end encrypted messaging app. I'm talking Signal. I'm talking Telegram. I'm talking about opting in on Facebook Messenger to having your messages encrypted. Even Apple's moving towards having text messages encrypted, which means if you're doing some activity that you don't want anybody to get a warrant for, this is not also, let me be very clear, I'm not giving you tips on how to get away with doing criminal activity. If you want to live with a tinfoil cap on your head and you're worried about Big Brother government reading all your shit, Use an end-to-end encrypted messaging app because those services do not retain your messages. And if somebody serves legal, like writes legal paper, writes a subpoena or a warrant to get that information, Telegram and Signal don't even keep those conversations. So, plug. How's that?
There you go.
All right, my next one. I picked this next one because it kind of ties back into our conversation that we had on the last episode that we recorded, I think, where we were talking about being in podcasting and like hanging out, recording an hour of our time every week and engaging with our listeners and, you know, doing all this fun shit because we're in it for the love of the game. Okay. Would you rather have fortune or fame?
Ooh, okay. I have to ask a qualifier. So, fame as in like notoriety, or fame as in like you are like doors are open for you. Like,
I think it's up to your interpretation. We've been taking creative liberties here in this game, so I'm gonna leave it up to you.
all right. So if it's notoriety, I think I'm gonna go with fame. If it's like doors are opening for you, I'd rather have the money because, like, I mean, I can open my own doors and I can open doors for other people if I have money. It's not just solely up to me. But if it's, you know, like notoriety because people are like, man, I appreciate your work and it's you who did this thing. I think that's where I would, because that's like, I want to have those conversations. Money isn't going to necessarily get me to have those conversations except for with people who want my money. So.
Very true. And then you're always, you know, I'm picking fortune only because do I want to have fuck you money that I can buy a Prada bag with?
So fuck you money.
Yes. But more importantly, do I want to make sure that I'm upholding my tenets of what my purpose is on this earth and turning around and doing good things with it? Shout out to Bill Gates, or no, Jeff Bezos' ex-wife, who donated $1,100 to of her divorce settlement payout to charity. We like that. I want to turn around and make sure that I have the means to be as generous with what I would like to do with fortune. I would also like the opportunity to build generational wealth and to make sure that I'm leaving a legacy of charitable acts and good, well, long after I'm gone. So I don't necessarily have the financial means to do that now. And I'm still in the point in my life where I'm looking out for my kids before I'm looking out for, you know, in the context of when I'm gone. Looking out for my kids and doing what I can to try and get their colleges paid for. Joke's on all of us, because if I really want to set them up for financial success, I got to buy them a house right now. It's the only way they're going to be able to fucking afford one. Right? You know? But yeah, I'm going to pick fortune for those reasons.
I like it. Similarly. I appreciate your answer. And I think that giving atmosphere feeling that we both kind of share in that regard, I think is what makes us work here so well, is because we're both so like, I really do believe in the positive message and the positive voice that I can put out there. And I think you do too, which makes that common thread between us always connected. But
here's the thing too, Matt, and I've said this, I still stand by it. I'm gonna say it till I'm red in the face. It's an act of rebellion to be an optimist. It's an act of rebellion to continue to turn around and give when I've been screwed over. I've been generous to people that have used that as an opportunity to screw me over. You know, I still turn around and try to help people as much as I can when I know that when we're done with the conversation, I know later on that they turned around and motherfucked me as soon as I was out of earshot. Okay.
Yeah.
It's still an active choice of rebellion to be surrounded by negativity, to have bad things happen to you, and look at life with your glass half full.
Agreed.
That's what I said.
All right. 126.
Would you rather never use social media again or never watch another movie ever again? For me, I feel like I know how you're going to answer this one. Why don't we go ahead and get your answer out of the way? Because I feel like you're going to choose never use social media again because you like movies, correct?
Correct. That is definitely the way I would lean on that one.
I'm going to choose the opposite.
This one was a me and you polarized question, and I thought it was so perfect that it was on this list because that is exactly what I would have expected us to both answer.
And I only say that because I am finding that now, while I'm embracing vulnerability and sharing more about grieving my parents and living with mental illness and all that, that social media is a great tool to build community and to find others that can relate to that struggle. I also have found that there are TikTok accounts that just upload clips of movies in order. So my husband, a couple weekends ago, he was, what is it? Inside Man? The one with, what's his face?
Clive Owen.
No? Oh, yeah. That's the character's name, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe. No. I mean, that's the actor's name. But Denzel Washington, I think, is also in that movie, but I don't remember.
No, Jamie Foxx is the prosecutor. Is this a different movie I'm thinking of? It's the one where...
Law-Abiding Citizen?
Yes, that one, which is a great movie. If you haven't
premise,
watched it.
I guess.
Also, fun fact, Jamie Foxx and the main other actor, I can't think of his...
Butler?
Yes, Gerard Butler. Also, Gerard Butler can get it. Jamie Foxx can get it too. Originally, they were supposed to have opposite roles, but they switched, and the movie's so much better because of it. So anyways, I found this TikTok account, and I was like, 6 or 7 TikToks deep into the highlight reel of Law-Abiding Citizen. Yeah. And my husband was like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm watching a movie on TikTok." He goes, "What?" I said, "Yeah." Hold on. You're going to have to give me another 15 minutes to scroll through all my TikToks because I'm watching the highlights of this movie. So I feel like I can have my cake and eat it too.
That's so funny. But also, I just, the fact that I had to pull out movie knowledge to help you answer your side of why you would want social media just proves why our answers are what our answers are. It's so fun. I love it.
Absolutely.
What you got?
Let me see. How many more do we want to do?
I got because I was 126, right? I got 2 more after that one.
Okay. Would you rather go back to kindergarten with everything you know now, or know everything now that your future self will learn?
Well, you see, Kaitlin, I currently work at a school, and part of my day is a kindergarten class. So I'm already doing that. So I don't know that it is helping or hurting, because I'm relearning things that they're teaching differently now than they did when I was younger, and that's super confusing because it's I'm trying to help somebody write the letter M, and they write it backwards to the way that I learned to write it. So it's okay, wait, I can't do this. Or they want to write a whatever number, the number 10, and there's a rhyme for it instead of just being a line and a circle, like a line and a zero, a 1 and a 0, whatever. It's super simple. But there's a rhyme, and I'm I don't know what the rhyme is. So when you're saying the rhyme back to me, I'm yeah, I guess so. Does it look like the thing I wrote? So I'm gonna go with the future version, not the everything I know now in kindergarten, because that has not served me very well.
Keeping on brand with this episode, I respectfully disagree.
Yeah.
Only because knowing now everything that my future self will learn takes the fun out of existence.
Yeah.
Now, if we're taking creative liberties, and I now know everything that my future self will learn, do I get to also move forward learning new things at the same time? Or I get
that's
double?
That's kind of how I thought it is. You just, you already have the knowledge from the future. So you have more. To me, I would have the ability to already know things. So I would pick up even more things, because I'm not I'm going to use a crazy example of I'm an astrophysicist. So I don't got to learn that subject
Yeah.
matter, so I might
You
be able to
can-
pick up even more information on my way.
You can go back and learn. You can be an astrophysicist and also pick up underwater basket weaving because that's what you feel like doing.
Yeah,
you know,
because I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, that's how I thought about it.
knowledge. You're double dipping your knowledge. Okay. Well, then I switch my answer. I want to know not
Okay.
everything my future self will learn because I'm going to go back and learn twice as much.
Yay! There you go.
Which means
All
that
right.
my next book's going to be super interesting. So
It is.
shouts out.
All right. 132 is my next one.
We're going to go with, would you rather never get a cold ever again or never be stuck in traffic ever again?
This one was specifically for you because I hoped that put you in a spot of like, damn it.
I hate both, but I really, right now, I'm like coming off the cusp of the last wave of bubonic plague that my children have brought home from daycare. So I'm going to choose never get a cold again. Because my commute now is not necessarily stuck in traffic. It's just more drive time. When I lived in Denver, traffic. I never want to get a cold again because between the two, I wouldn't mind being stuck in my car more because I can listen to more podcasts.
Hey.
There we go.
That was going to be my answer for the same reason because it's like, man, I'd rather I am currently, I don't know if you can ever hear it when I'm congested, but like legitimately I have like a perpetual runny nose from like the end of July until like the beginning of July. So it's just like a constant thing where like it'll clear up for like 2 days and I'll be like, oh, I could breathe completely again. And then it's like right back to the same thing. So like I would love to never have a cold again. And if I'm sitting in traffic, I love my car. So that's cool. If I don't usually get road rage to the point where like traffic pisses me off. I'm usually the person that's like, hey, if you would pay attention, I'm trying to let you in so we can get through this traffic. You're just too stupid because you're like worried about everybody else around you and angry to pay attention. So like I'm usually vibing. I'm good. And like you said, listening to podcasts like the Homesroom podcast is a good one. There's one that is about to drop here soon in our timeline right now, so I'm excited about getting that one started. But yeah, like I think I'm good with being stuck in traffic if I don't have to go every 5 seconds.
Cough so your chest hurts. That's been the biggest one for me. All right, here at Homesroom, we have difficult topic conversations. We hit the hard hitting conversations. We don't shy away from the difficult questions. So that's why I picked this next one. Would you rather give up coffee or soda forever?
Ooh, I don't drink caffeine and soda except for like Rockstar if you count that. So like I don't know that count. Like I don't know if you count an energy drink as soda, but I drink coffee every morning and I enjoy the like. I don't drink coffee so much for like the caffeine content. It's more of the like, the warmth, the like, well, I guess whatever social, like personable, like I can't think of the word I'm looking for. Where like I just enjoy the like ambiance of drinking a cup of coffee and like the way that starts my day, or doing a task in when I was working before at 4 a.m., like drinking my coffee to ease into my day kind of thing. But like I drink Sprite all the time and I think that I think I'm gonna have to give up coffee.
Well, I have good news for you because I'm pretty sure there's no caffeine in Sprite.
There isn't. That's why I don't drink. I try and limit my caffeine. So like I don't drink caffeine with the exception of one small cup. Like I think it's 8 ounces of coffee is what I drink in the morning. So like one small cup of coffee in the morning, sometimes an energy drink, but I try and like limit those as well. So I went almost 2 years without any kind of caffeine whatsoever. And then I drank a cup of tea and I felt weird. And I was like, man, why do I feel weird? And somebody said, you don't drink caffeine, right? And I said, no. And they're like, well, you're drinking tea. And I was like, tea doesn't have caffeine though, right? It's tea. And then they were like, yeah, dummy, it has caffeine in it. It has a lot of caffeine in it. And I was like, oh, damn. So
for me, yes, I am exploring my journey with sobriety, not ramming it down anybody's throat. It's just what I need from me right now. How's that? I do still have vices and drugs of choice, all of them legal. My coffee are those triple shot Starbucks drinks. Okay. They're those canned large drinks, the canned ones that have 3 shots of espresso in them. The mocha flavor. That's my favorite. I have 1 to 2 almost every single morning. Okay. Order them in bulk because we are trying to be economic. Okay. How's that? So that's my coffee. My soda of choice is a Baja Blast from Taco Bell. You know, there ain't nothing that a Baja Blast can't fix. Me and happiness, just waiting for me on the other side of a Baja Blast. If I had a choice, I would give up the Baja Blast because the coffee and the espresso specifically need it. And now that I'm like trying to educate myself more about ADHD and what it means to function with ADHD, I'm finding too that how, you know, maybe normies that don't have ADHD, how coffee is a pep upper that helps get them super animated. It does that for me sometimes, depending on how much I have. But also for me and maybe some other ADHDers who maybe part of our listeners can pipe in, validate, or correct me if they have a different experience. Coffee just helps me function as a basic human. Like, I'll have my first one, hopefully my only one. I'll be like, okay, I'm ready for the day. I'm zen. Okay. If I get up to 6 shots of espresso, meaning 2 of those Starbucks drinks, I'm rocking and rolling. We're kicking doors down. I'm bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. Okay. I'm always having a happy day. So again, I would have to give up my Baja Blast if it's between the two.
Okay. I like it.
All right. Why don't you pick one more? Because I do have That's What She Said.
I'm gonna let you pick between I have 2 more written down, so I'm gonna let you pick between the 2. So 118 and 103. You tell me which one you want to do.
Let's scroll.
I like that I wrote down numbers, so like that gives you a little bit of work.
This is an easy one for me. Let's do 118.
Okay.
Would you rather hear a comforting lie or an uncomfortable truth?
Do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
You go first.
Uncomfortable truth all day, because I'd rather know that like you care about me enough to tell me an uncomfortable truth than you care about me in your mind enough to try and lie to me to protect me. Because like, if you knew me, you'd know I'd rather have the truth.
If I've learned anything, my 29 years here on Earth, it's that ignorance is bliss. Okay. But I also, so that's my argument towards hear a comforting lie. But between a comforting lie and an uncomfortable truth, I'm going to have to pick an uncomfortable truth. Because for me, I do not shy away from a direct conversation. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I like direct conversation when it's helpful and constructive. Okay. There's a difference between having a constructive conversation if whatever your mission is towards the end of it, if it's to correct a process that doesn't work, let's have a direct conversation, address the elephant in the room, everybody own up to however they've contributed to that mistake and move on and be better because of it. That's an uncomfortable truth. I've had several conversations in my life where it's like, okay, you're beating around the bush. You're wasting all of our time. We have so many more things that we need to talk about or accomplish in whatever context it is. And I don't know if that's a trauma response because I'm always like, we don't have enough time for this. Okay. We need to go. Okay. Where, yeah, I'm going to have to pick an uncomfortable truth as well, because yes, it might be uncomfy or a direct conversation that most other people aren't happy with or struggle to get through, but it's also like 2 seconds of uncomfortable for a lifetime of relief when you have a problem that's addressed, corrected, and you move forward. Right. So for me, an uncomfortable truth, I always go towards a situation in my life where I had to go no contact with somebody when we moved states, where I was going to be closer to this person. This person did not respect my boundaries. They felt entitled to my time and intimate details of my life. And it was just, quite frankly, not their place to have that. And I was worried, anxious. When I set my boundary, I had the uncomfortable, direct conversation of, I need you to respect this. And they didn't. And I went no contact. I'm like, okay, if I would have danced around that and not set that boundary and not had that few moments of uncomfy conversation, I felt immediate relief because I'm saving myself so much mental capacity. Like, I don't know. I'm addressing the elephant in the room and I'm doing what's healthy for me. Right.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with that one. That was a good one to end on.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I will, and hopefully everybody else will enjoy your That's What She Said.
We need like a like sound bit or something to like introduce these, not just me. Here's me standing on my soapbox. Here we go.
Hey, there's a note written down for us after the show about that exact very thing. Ha 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 ha.
Okay, I think I might know what you're alluding to. But anyways, all of this boils down to all of these would you rathers. At various points in your life, you come to a crossroads where, do I want this known evil or this uncertain evil or this difficult choice or that difficult choice? And here, all you can do in that moment when you're faced with a difficult would you rather in your life is make the best choice that you can with the information that you have in that moment. Okay? You cannot beat yourself up about things that you found out after the fact. You cannot lose sleep over the shoulda, woulda, couldas. That's not healthy. Like our would you rather of meeting people in the past. Like, yes, let's learn our lessons from the past, but let's pick up, move on, and go to the next thing. Because whatever you're focusing on or you're holding yourself up on is hindering you from accomplishing great fucking things. Okay? You are worth putting forth the effort to make the best choice that you can. If you find something out later on, you didn't know it at the time. Okay? I see this all the time in motherhood with these are the symptoms. He's not running a fever. She doesn't have a runny nose. He's not pulling on his ear. These are the facts that we know in the moment. If it turns into a blown double ear infection a week later, that's okay. The situation changed. We found out new information. We reassessed. We found out a new data point. We reapproached our game plan. But you can't lose sleep over the things that you find out later or that you might find out someday. All you can do is your best in that moment. You know what you know now. You know what you know in the moment where that decision comes from. You are looking out for yourself. You're setting your boundaries to set yourself up for success, for what is best for you, what's best for your family, what's best for your peace, your mental health, your job, whatever it is. Would You Rather is a fun game. Okay? It's a great time with your pals. Please go back and read, do some of these with your loved ones and let us know how you get into some creative discussions where you take one side and your friend takes a completely different side. But in your would you rathers of life, you do the best with what you can in that moment and you move on. Try not to beat yourself up. And let me also own friends, fam, homies. This is totally the pot calling the kettle black, because do I still struggle with trying not to stress out about things I can't control? 100% of the time, So, let me step down off my soapbox, and that is what she said. Okay.
Boom. I like it. I needed to hear that actually, and I will talk to you about it when we jump off of here. But I definitely that is the message I needed today. So hopefully that is a message that resonates well with you, and we're gonna post this link in the show notes because I think that it was a fun one. There's a lot of good ones on there, and I would love to hear what random thing stuck to you. Like I can't believe whatever. Like let's hear from you. That being said, thanks for listening.
We adore you, homies. We will catch you next week on the Homesroom podcast.
The bell is about to ring. If you want to drop us a voice message or simply ask a question, you can do that by clicking the link in the show notes below. Be sure to leave us a 5-star review. It helps more people find us. Theme music by Kinsey. More music available on Spotify. Remember, every day is a class. Go learn something.